Hello, the topic of today's lesson is calculating percent interest, sales tax, or discounts. For example, when you go to a store and there's a Thanksgiving or Memorial Day sale happening, there's typically a percentage attached to it. So let's get to the problems. I'm on page 83 of our textbooks, page 83. So Alejandro bought the television set and paid sales tax of 8%. I hope you know that sales tax is something that is added on top of the listing price. So this is something that's called list price, and sales tax gets added when you come to the register or when you provide your credit card by shopping online. So in this particular location, maybe it's Manhattan, sales tax is 8%. How much did he pay for the television set? So what is 8% of $900? I hope you remember how to figure this out. We can do it in multiple ways. 8 out of 100 of 900, or you can say 0.8, 0.08 times 900. You can do it this way. Whichever way you do it, your answer should be $72 additional dollars. So the sales tax that will be applied at the register is $72. Therefore, the total cost of the television is $900, which is the listing price, plus the tax, totaling $972. Next problem is about discount. Take a look. The listing price of a pair of shorts, listing price or tag price, right? Something that you see when you just visit the store and look at the tag. And now there is a 20% discount applied to this pair of shorts. Maybe it's end of the season sale and so on. How much does Roberto have to pay for this pair? Well, step one, let's figure out what is the 20% of $45. Again, there are a few ways to think about it. You can think of like this, 20 out of 100 times 45, and please simplify before you multiply. Or you can think of 20% as 0.2 as a decimal, convert percentage to decimal, times $45. Whichever way you calculate, or you can maybe think 10% is $4.50, so therefore 20% is $9. And the discount will be $9. As we know, discount is something we subtract. That means if there is a discount, we will pay less than the listing price. So $45 minus $9, the pair of shorts will cost $36 during sale tax. Another example are tips. Tips. In this part of the country, we typically leave a tip of 20 to 25%. So I would say 15% is not a realistic scenario, but let's go with the word problem. So this particular Mr. Kelman went to Steak Delight restaurant and got two things. He got a steak for $22 and a lime juice for $2. His total came to $24. But as we all know, when we buy services at a restaurant or a cafe or a coffee shop, we typically tip. We add additional money to the serving staff, and it's typically a percentage. In this problem, they're asking us to calculate a 15% tax tip and find out the total. So 15% of 24, again, multiple ways to look at it. You can think of 15 out of 100 equal parts of $24, or you can also think of it as 0.15 of $24, or you can say, well, 10% is $240, half of that, so we can split it using mental math into 10% and 5%. And for more examples of how we do this, please refer to previous videos in this channel. And you can think that this translates to $2.40 plus another half of that, which is $1.20. So your tip should be $3.60. And Mr. Kelman would like to leave $3.60 for the waiting staff as a tip in the restaurant. Therefore, his total bill will come to 24 plus 360, or $27.60. Now, problem number 4 is about interest added over 5-year term. So we are in problem number 4, a very good problem. As tells you, you may use a calculator. Go ahead. I'm okay with that on page 84. So let's dive into this. Kelly puts $3,000 in an investment account, typically at a bank, right? That's when we have investment accounts, for 5 years. So she starts with an initial deposit of $3,000 and she wants to keep it at a bank for 5 years. The good thing about banks that banks pay you money for giving them money for safekeeping, so to speak. And that is called interest of 12% per year. My friends, this is a very healthy interest. Interest of 12% per year. Doesn't exist anymore. Each year, Kelly would get 12% of the amount she has in the account. Now imagine, Kelly comes, we have a graph. The x-axis is your timeline in years, right? The y-axis is the amount of money you have, dollar amount you have in your bank account. So what happens at first? Kelly starts in year 0 with $3,000. What is the amount? Question A. What is the amount she has after 1 year? After 1 year. So let's say on January 1st, she puts $3,000. She deposits $3,000 to the bank. On December 31st of the same year, at the end of year 1, she will have plus 12%. My friends, what is 12% of $3,000? Well, 10% is 300, 1% is 30, so 12% equals to $360. So by the end of the year, Kelly will have, let me pick up a different color, plus $360, that is her interest. She will have $3,360 in the account. What does Kelly do? She keeps the money and decides to keep it for another year. What happens to that money? Well, that money continues to earn interest of 12%. But notice the amount is now $3,360. Therefore, Kelly earns interest. Now, so maybe this was January 2000. The next December 31st, Kelly will have 12% of $3,360. And again, you can use a calculator. 3,360 times 0.12. You can do it this way to figure out what will be the interest. And again, you may use the calculator step by step. And now Kelly earns $403.20. So let's add this on. 3,360 plus $403.60. Oh, sorry, 20 cents. What is the total amount after year 2? It will be 20 cents, of course, and $3,763. So we can label it right here. $3,763. That is after year 2. After year 1, she has $3,360. Notice that she keeps increasing her savings just by allowing her money to stay in the account. What happens by the next December 31st? Well, Kelly is a smart person. She keeps the money in the bank. 12% interest is a very healthy amount. And now she accumulates her interest on $37.63. And the new amount, the new interest is, let's make it orange now. The new interest is $51.58. So plus $451.58. Look at the amount of money Kelly is accumulating after the third year. 1, 2, 3 years. Plus whatever she had there before is 37, 63, and 20 cents. My friends, look at how fast Kelly's money is growing. So on for 5 years. This is what I call the power. Write it down. Power of compound interest. I will let you carry on and figure out of compound interest. The key is Kelly never moves money outside of her bank. She just keeps it there, earning 12% per year. And look at all the money she is adding up to her initial $3,000 investment. I hope you found this lesson useful.